Okay, then, let's go. We do have a quorum.
Yes, sir.
Call this meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Present.
Trustee Brooks, Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Present.
Trustee Franklin,
Present.
Trustee Bolden,
Present.
Trustee McMullen, Trustee McMullen.
He's on the call. There.
He's trying
His
to
audio
connect
is trying to connect. It's here.
him, so I can put him in.
Yes, and Trustee Brooks is coming in as well.
Okay.
Good. Awesome.
I have no one else on the list for this evening. That's everyone.
Okie doke. Good evening, Trustee Brooks.
Hey there.
I see Tutu, now I see Madam Clerk, now I see Mayor. Where everybody at?
We're here.
We're all here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I was just finishing roll call. You got in just in time. Trustee Brooks.
Oh, absolutely present.
Okay. Also noting present at this meeting is Village Manager Ernestine Berry Beck, Fulcom, Attorney Joe Miller, and joining us is Stan Urban of Pro Champs, and hosting this, keeping us in order, is Neva Jenkins.
Okay, we've done the roll call. And before we move forward, let me read the disclaimer. Pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Executive Order 2020-07, COVID-19, Executive Order number 5, which suspends the requirement of the Illinois Open Meetings Act, requiring in-person attendance by members of a public body during the duration of the gubernatorial disaster proclamation. The members of the village board will not be physically present for the designated board meeting, but will instead be participating in the meeting through a virtual audio access using a virtual meeting platform. Public comments may be submitted in advance of the meeting to Village Clerk D. Jones at DJONES@university-park-il.com or by text message to the Village Clerk at 708-473-6201. All comments must be received by 5 p.m. the day before the meeting. In order to give proper consideration to all items on the agenda, the mayor will limit participants in the debate and will close off protracted, repetitive, irrelevant, or abusive remarks. Thank you very much. Let's pledge of allegiance, Madam Clerk.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
Flag
of the United States of America and to the
one
one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty
and justice.
liberty and justice for all. What a great statement. Awesome. Thank you very much. Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Trustee Brooks. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Elizabeth Williams. Questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Both aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen. And Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
I see Treasurer Williams.
Mr. Ellis.
Treasurer Ellis has joined us too.
Yes, yes. Well, welcome, Treasurer Ellis. How are you, sir? This is a general public comment. Madam Clerk, are there any general public comments?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to
Mr.
read
Mayor,
it, please?
Yes, sir. I received 3 public comments for this meeting, and I will read them in the order received. And I did send to all of you in your email these public comments just for your records. The first one comes from Deborah Taylor, and it was received on June 20th at 11:43 a.m. And the comment or question is, will the board hold the annual town hall in August by Zoom? Question. This can be done using Zoom, even if he takes 3 or 4 special town hall sessions. Residents need to hear and see a documented, sequential, detailed plan with facts and figures, accurate, up-to-date data that is supported with documented evidence.
Awesome.
Most professionals will also present PowerPoints to assist their visual learners. Parenthesis, research supports that most of the population learns best when information is supported using visuals. These are best practices. Residents must be afforded the opportunity to verbalize concerns, make comments during the Zoom sessions, especially in a special session such as the annual town hall meeting.
Madam Clerk, can I respond to that now?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to respond to Mrs. Taylor and tell Mrs. Taylor, we're not going to have it in August, but we're working on having our annual town hall meeting in September. Right now, we have a tentative date of September the 12th. So we're working with the board, we're checking everyone's calendar, and it's just as important to me as the mayor that we inform our residents at our town hall meeting. Unfortunately, COVID is here, and we're working on looking at outside venues or Zoom venues. So absolutely, we're looking forward to a town hall meeting.
Okay, great. Okay.
And also, Madam Clerk, we're also working on, in September, I would also like to start for Mrs. Taylor and everybody else, that we would also like to have a mechanism that allows the public to join us on our Zoom meetings.
Okay. Okay. Okay, the next comment was received from Vivian E. Covington on July 18th at 12:59 a.m. And it says, the question is, why aren't the ordinance updated? The website does not show codified ordinances since 2015. How soon will they be updated and uploaded? If I could respond to that, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, absolutely, Madam Clerk.
I think most of us are aware that in 2015 is when we hit our economic downturn. In 2016, over 27 people were laid off. From 2015 to date, there has not been money allocated in the budget for codifications or any of those things. There was a freeze on spending in 2016, and this was all after. But I must say, it is in this budget, when it's passed, there are funds in the budget that would allow for codifications, and we have all the stuff ready to go as soon as we get the funding.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
The third one is from Deborah Taylor. It was received on August 3rd at 2:21 p.m. And it states, my question is simply this. When are residents going to get the answers to the questions submitted for the previous meetings? Please answer our questions, all of them, and post the questions with your answers on the village webpage. Then, is this too much? And she ends with, when you learn, teach, by Maya Angelou.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's it, sir.
That's it, Madam Clerk? Oh, awesome. Okay. No action items, no unfinished business. Item F1A, item F2. Is there anything that any council member would like to have removed from the consent agenda?
Yeah, Mayor, can I get, I don't remember, I know we passed the ordinance, but if I can just, discussion on F2B. Other than that, I'm fine with everything. I called the collector and everything. I'm satisfied with what we're about to do and put money back in this village.
Okay, so you want to just, we're going to go with everything. We're going to move item F2B to the side.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? Is that good with everybody? Madam Clerk?
Yes, he can pull it.
Okay, it's pulled. So
Right, and now we can,
now we can go to the regular agenda, and then we'll come back and revisit that item.
the consent agenda.
Excuse me.
We need now on the consent agenda to approve and accept it as amended.
Correct. Yeah, so just a motion to approve the consent agenda absent item F2B.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda absent item 2B?
So, Mayor, so move, Mayor.
Moved by Trustee Brooks. Is that a second by you, Trustee Bolden?
Liz Williams. Second, Liz Williams.
Second by Trustee Williams. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell, Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
Both aye.
Trustee McMullen. Okay. Wave if you can see my hand, Trustee McMullen. He must be having audio problems again.
It's a technical difficulty, I guess.
Okay, Mayor Rudez.
Yes,
Mayor
ma'am.
Rudez,
I'm here.
you're voting. No.
Vote on the
you're
Both
motion,
voting.
sides. Both sides. Both sides.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, F2A is ordinance 2020-09. F2C, that's the overweight trucks, is ordinance 2020-11. F2D is resolution or 2020-17. And F2E is resolution or 2020-18.
Okay, though. All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And I just like to tell the board thank you, because item F2A is going to get us additional revenue on our transfer stamps. That's been way antiquated, years behind. So now we're stepping up and we're going to get our fair share of our revenue when it's time for those transfers to occur within the village. So thank you all for supporting bringing additional revenue into our community.
No
All right.
problem. No problem.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Also, F2C.
Yeah.
Yes.
Overweight
Yeah.
trucks.
F2C.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we talked about that in your office when you first got in, Mayor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And permits.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Great job. It's our goal to be a revenue generating administration. So we're on our way. All right. Item F2B, first, second, and third reading and orders approving.
No, F2E. We've approved everything except F2E.
I think it was B. Was it B or E?
I'm sorry,
People-
B.
B.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
B as in and boy.
B as in boy.
Right, so this is an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a short-term lease agreement for the property commonly referred to as Unit 36 Town Center Drive, University Park, Illinois, 60484, 2800. Questions, Trustee Brooks?
Yes, Mayor, for whoever, I don't know if it's the village manager, whoever, for this cigar shop, did we ever do it? Did they ever do a presentation or explain how they're gonna set the place up? I see it's only a short-term agreement for only a year. So I'm just curious of what they're gonna do to 36, how fast they're gonna do it, you know, just to kind of get an idea of what they're gonna do with the town center, since you know we're trying to do something with that facility over there. And I noticed that actually, the rent is actually pretty good if they feel they're going to be bringing in that kind of revenue. And then actually it is tobacco, so I'm quite sure it would be, you know, traffic. But I guess, you know, as far as commercial wise, like advertising, I mean, how will they, you know, did they explain, or because I don't remember seeing them coming, but if we can get an idea.
Okay, I'll explain to you exactly what their organization does or what their intended business is.
Okay.
Their principal business will be as a CBD store, and they will also sell cigars. They will not be smoking on the premises or anything whatsoever. So it will be a humidor that will be set up that you'll walk into and you can, you know, get your fresh cigars out the humidor.
Okay.
And that's it. And they've been working with Lieutenant Sean Richards from the fire department as far as working on getting humidors in and things of that nature. Outside of that, because there's the backflow system, they've willing to also pay for some of the expenses with the backflow system that went into the facility.
Right. I knew that was an issue, and that's taken care of, right?
Yeah, that's all done.
Okay. The CBD, would that be an issue considering the zoning?
No, it's like health food. It's a health food store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I yield my time, Mayor, unless someone else have a question.
Okay.
A question, I got a question.
Yes, Trustee.
You said it's a health food store. Well, what are they gonna be doing? Is it gonna be physical therapy inside, or I mean, what's happening?
No, it's like a vitamin store, Trustee Williams.
Vitamins.
Vitamin CBDs are basically heal ailments. They have them in gummies. They have them in creams. It's a variety of things that people use CBD oils and edibles and all those things for.
Question.
Yes, Trustee.
Would they be able to come and do a presentation so we can ask them questions? If we would like to, if the board would like to know different things, because did they come before?
Yeah, they came before. And these are some village residents. Their initial plan was they wanted to actually have a cigar lounge where they can sit in and actually, you know, consume the cigars and like a sports bar. And they have went away from that, and they just want to do CBDs because the state law doesn't allow cigar lounges to be an attached fixtures. So they were unable to find an attached fixture in the village of University Park where they reside. So they're just going to reduce what they wanted to do and go to CBD sales and sell cigars.
So wouldn't it be feasible?
They had been here before.
They have.
That's
They
the
have.
cigar place, but wouldn't it be feasible for them to come in and explain this to the boards that they have shifted and went another route, so we can ask the necessary questions of what we would like to ask before we lease this out? It might be, you know, I think it should be explained in more detail since they shifted the way they're going to move forward with this.
It's the pleasure of the board.
Mr. Mayor,
Madam Clerk, and I think their goal was to try to be open by the 29th of this month. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
no,
Okay.
mine is I think we need a motion and a second before we discuss this item any further.
Oh,
That would help.
I'll have a motion to discuss.
And there was a motion by Trustee
I
Williams, second by Trustee Bolden. Okay. Now we're in order.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, Mayor, Mayor, didn't we though? I thought we passed something that would kind of give way to that. We can have that though.
We did. There was discussion on that.
Okay, but the state still won't allow it?
No, only on a standalone building. Anybody that has a cigar lounge now that's attached to someone has been grandfathered in previously before they upgraded the law.
Well, Madison getting away with it.
Yeah, they are. Tobacco.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, these guys have gone back and changed their playbook. They're homeowners here in town. They just want to invest in their own community. That's the bottom line. But if it's the pleasure of the board, it is what it is.
You said they were looking to try to open up this month?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think it's a fair ask to have them provide a presentation for maybe board members who are not abreast to what CBD is or the benefits. I'm familiar with CBD and the benefits that it can present.
Health benefits.
Yeah, the health benefits. But I think it's a fair ask. If there's trustees on the board who would like a presentation, I think that's a fair ask, as considering that they're going to be bringing the business into the community, us having the opportunity to ask any questions that we may want to ask, so that we can answer those same questions to the residents who may ask us those questions. So I'm open to a presentation.
I'll get them for a presentation, that because in September we go back to our regular cow and everything else, so we'll get them on the agenda for that. No problem.
Perfect.
So meanwhile, question.
Yes, Trustee.
So meanwhile, they can still go in there and start preparing, or they have
Nope.
to wait until our next meeting at this point, right?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Okie doke. So it is the pleasure of the board. Well, can I have a motion to table this item for a presentation?
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Brooks to table, second by Trustee Les Williams. Roll call, Madam Clerk. This is to table for a presentation.
The table.
Trustee Williams,
Bullseye.
Trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
vote side.
Trustee Franklin,
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden,
Both side for a presentation.
Trustee McMullen,
Where is that, Curtis?
Bless his heart, he can never get in.
and Mayor Rudez.
Vote
He
side
doesn't
to
even have
table.
a picture of
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I have
ma'am.
a question.
Yes.
Tabling this to the cow in September.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the intention. Yes, ma'am.
So somebody's going to get back to them and let them know they got to put a presentation together.
Yes, Manager
board.
Ernestine. Yes. Okie doke.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
and to the board, with that item being tabled, I have a correction for the overweight truck. That ordinance is now 2020-10.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okie doke. Item F3. Mr. Stan Urban.
I am here, Mayor.
Fantastic, Mr. Urban. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, trustees and distinguished staff. It has been approximately a year since I met with the mayor and the staff and presented pro champs. Pro champs, the question I expect to get is, what is the catch from the trustees? We are here to identify all your foreclosures, all your vacant properties, and your rental properties at no cost to the city, excuse me, the village of University Park. The catch is you must pass an ordinance that must say, in the future, if you have a foreclosed property that you own, or a vacant property that you own, or a rental property that you own, you must register with ProChamps. And in doing so, we gather the name, address, phone number, and email to the proper people that are foreclosing or own the property or are renting the property. And we put that on a web-based program so that your staff and you can review that at any time at no cost to the village. The cost comes in that the registration fee is, we recommend, we don't dictate, but we recommend $300 registration fee for foreclosures and vacancies. For rentals, we recommend $100. For foreclosures and vacancies, it is a registration that takes place twice a year. For rentals, it is once a year. And out of that, out of the $300 for foreclosures and vacancies, the Village of University Park will receive a check for $200, and we retain $100 for our services. For the rental registration of $100, which is annual, once a year, we retain a whole $25, and the village receives $75. That being said, the projected revenue that will be generated is in excess of $130,000 to University Park. But more importantly, is having that pertinent information at their fingertips. Does anybody have any questions at this point before I continue?
Mr. Urban?
Yes,
I don't have any board members have any questions?
No.
Hey,
Man,
Mr. Urban?
this is
Go ahead.
not similar to what we had before with Amos Nixon and his group. Is that the
No.
same?
MBA, no,
No.
That's
no.
not the same?
This
Okay.
is totally different. I did pull, Trustee Brooks, I did pull that resolution, and it differs.
Okay. Because
And if
his is
I might-
something like getting a house on a tax roll, right, or something, or.
Right.
If I might add, at this point, neighbors in South Cook that are partners at this point and receiving the benefits are towns like Dalton, Richton Park, Glenwood, Homewood, Flossmoor, Harvey, Calumet Park, just to name a few. We have over 42 partners in Illinois alone and over 250 partners nationally.
So I have a question, because you and I, did we have a Zoom? We had a Zoom meeting first, I believe. This
I
is
believe
Trustee
you're right.
Bolden.
Yes, you're right, Trustee.
Okay, now at the time, I guess from the list you had given me, Flossmoor was going to come on board. And so have they since our meeting?
They have signed up, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, excuse me, I'm very sorry. They are now partnered for many months.
Okay. All right, because I have a list as well of all the villages that's participated. And Trustee Brooks, it looks like a lot of them are participating in it, and it's a revenue stream as well. And we can control it. Like he said, he gets like $25 and we'll get $75. So University Park is getting the bulk of the revenue, and he has a mechanism to track it all. And once he builds this, I'm jumping in here because I had a meeting with him.
That's
and once
okay.
Once he builds the database, he'll have all of that, and then, like he said, all the rental property, vacancy properties have to register. And at that point, I believe it was $300. And then it picks up, go on from there. So at the time, I mean, it sounds like a good idea to me. And I told him we would have him presented to the board.
Okay. What if the property is by a bank? Like I got at least 2 or 3 on my block, and I think it's the bank. How would that work?
If I might interject at that point, if it's a foreclosure or a vacant or a rental, the bank would be responsible to give us that information as to which bank, and not just say it's Chase Bank of Illinois. It would have to give us their name, address, and phone number, and the person that filed the foreclosure or who owns the vacancy. And when it's a rental, the same information would be gathered. And we pursue that, and our collection rate is over 80%. To give you an idea, currently in University Park, you have over 145 active foreclosures. You have 160 vacant properties, and you have 1,080 plus rental properties. Now, when it becomes rental, I know that you have that high rise very near to the Village Hall. We don't charge them $100 per unit. It's $100 per building. It is the PIN number that we register, so that you're not burdening anybody that has more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 100 different properties.
Okay.
I
Just
have
want
a
to mention, he did have
One
a
second.
presentation.
1 second.
There was a presentation that was going to be presented, but he's obviously doing a great job on verbally, but there was a presentation that he was going to make to the board that would have probably answered almost all of your questions. So,
Trustee Williams, Trustee Liz.
I would like to ask him, does the village at any time have to come up with any money to pay you?
Trustee, can you close your eyes for me?
What
do you see? You see nothing. You see nothing, and that's what we will ask you for. We will never ask for money.
Question, Liz.
Never.
Never.
I'm asking. We never have to come up with any money.
Never.
That was my
And
first question.
We're always going to be receiving.
correct. But I will add to that. If at any point you do not like what we are doing, you send us an email and we partner with you, and within 30 days we will unpartner with you. But since 2009, we have had over 250 partners nationally, and no one has ever opted out.
And this, Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yes, go ahead, Trustee.
Yeah, so this actually, in listening to it, this kind of discourages a large number of vacancies and foreclosures, and pretty much keep tracks of renters of those homes, because I would say that most of the houses in University Park are homeowners. So is that like the debate, like the concept of it? I'm just, that's the way I see it a little bit. Like,
if
not
I could answer
in
that,
a bad way though. Not in a bad way though.
if I could answer that, Mayor, your trustee is absolutely right. What it does is puts the heat under the fire of the banks that are attempting to foreclose on your residents to work out deals that will be amicable for the residents to make their payments going forward. We will also give you the information of those that are deregistered, meaning they have worked out deals with your local residents. And more importantly, your residents are at no time ever contacted, and at no time will ever be asked to pay this bill. The bill must be paid by the foreclosure bank or the mortgage holder or the renter, the owner of the properties.
I like it.
And also, I would also like to add, I really believe that would help us with our crime-free ordinance as well. So now we have multiple ways of tracking who's in the property, who owns the property, and everything else.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Mayor. Your police and fire chiefs will love the program because when they get called to a scene at 2 o'clock in the morning because of a crime being committed, whether it's a resident or it's a unit being rented, they don't have to wake you up or the community development director or Ms. Ernestine, the administrator, to find out who owns that property. They can just punch it into the computer, the address, and it will pop up who owns that property.
I have no further questions, Mayor. I yield my time of questioning.
Any other questions of the council members? No questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Urban. Trustee Bolden or somebody or the manager will be in contact with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time tonight, Mayor. And what I will do is go ahead and prepare a boilerplate ordinance for all three of those property types that will be presented to, I'll give it to Trustee Bolden and to Ernestine so that you can have your legal team review it, redline it as you see fit, and hopefully you can vote on this sometime in September.
Okay, dope. Thank you very much, Mr. Urban.
Thank you for your time, Mayor.
Okay, dope. Next item, Ms. Neva, are we good to move forward, Neva?
Yes, we are. I just questioned I had the PowerPoint ready to go, but he did a great job without it. So we didn't get to see the slides. I don't know if you want me to run through it for the residents' sake.
It's up to the pleasure of the board. Would you like to see the slides?
If not, Mayor, I did send to Claudia hard copies that could be distributed to all of the trustees that show the PowerPoint presentation if you just want to move things along.
Okay.
All right. I greatly appreciate that, Mr. Urban. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
We'll
Thank
take
you,
you up on
Mayor. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice one.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, here we are. Item F4, bills payable. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on July 15th, 2020 through August 18th. General Fund, $194,223.45. Road and Bridge, $33,976.45. Town Center Fund, $10,661.23. TIF 4, $1,000. TIF 5, $1,000. TIF 6, $1,000. Payroll Fund, $4,111.55 with a grand total of $245,972.68. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Trustee Franklin. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Trustee Williams. Questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I get my mind. See, breathe, it's okay. No, Madam Village Manager, just want to double check. I know we've been trying to stay ahead with lawn dogs. Is check number 105,519 and check number it's on the back page 105,594. Are those checks? I know we talked about that. We were trying to stay 1 month ahead, because I guess that was his biggest issue. But he doesn't have any. I mean, he understands the state where during these 2 months that we're not, paying out like he normally would get it if it was like September or the beginning of the spring.
Well, he's accepted our payment plans and he's not had any problems so far. So I'm not.
Okay.
So he's accepted it. He knows. And we explained to him we aren't always able to always bi-weekly get bills payment. We may only get to the board every 31 days, and and he's accepted it, and He considers himself to be current, so.
Okay, good, good. Just a quick question. I want to make sure this is not a double payment. We got check 105,524 on page 1, and then on page 2, hold on, page 2, 105,615. We got both of those payments. One does say 2,196, and then the other one says 2,000. They're both saying for outdoor movies, but is that, if somebody can help with that?
No, those are not duplications. They're from two separate entities relating to the vendor for the use of the outdoor movies conclusively. So I had them to separate it so that the invoices and accounting wouldn't, in fact, we initially received a request for the first, and then we received a request for the second one, but they're coming both out of the earned, the donated fund. So this is not a duplication.
Okay, because both of you said two entities, both of them say Park for Entertainment.
Right, but one is 2,000 and the other one is slightly over 2,000, because if you were to look at it, you said, oop, maybe they should have probably deleted this and corrected this. No, sir, they're two different checks.
Okay, okay.
Two different.
Okay. My last question, hold on. I know I just seen it.
Take your glasses off.
I know. It's getting there. I thought I seen.
What you looking for? Maybe I highlight it.
Yeah, 300 from Crete. I thought that why we gotta pay. I thought that the census is giving us money. I thought it was for free. I thought I seen it on here.
Oh yeah, it is. It's here. Let me find it. Okay. I don't know if I highlighted it.
I believe it's Crete. I mean, University Park, Crete, Moni, and Park Forest all paid $300.
Yeah, this is a share. No, Mayor, they all have to pay a fair share in this. And so that was the village's fair share. I mean, we got all kinds. We got book bags, face masks, and every town paid into a fund, and we were able to get. There was a majority of the stuff that we were able to get was donated, but because we entered this, it's 3 towns that are part of this with Latifah Fields, this special thing. So that's the village's fair share is $300. So
Latifah Field, who is that?
It's one of the representatives. That's census. I probably shouldn't have even mentioned her name, but she's the one of the representatives for our area. But it goes to, it's payable to.
It's on page 3, Trustee Books.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I was just
105,638.
Yeah.
So why does Crete get it?
Well, it depends on, I don't know, it's just the way it came out. They selected them to be the leader in that process, and since we are part of Will County, we became a part of it later on down the line, and we've, not later on, but very shortly, and we've been a part of it ever since.
And it was all the 4 communities that 201U serves: University Park, Park Forest, Moni, and Crete.
Okay.
We need to push that census real hard. We're gonna do that campaign real hard though. Next 30 days.
Tomorrow, there's some, especially tomorrow.
Yeah.
We went up from 44 to the point we're at now, but we're still not high enough. We're gonna stand a big chance of losing quite a few dollars from University Park. And if we don't get this, I want you all to realize it's forthcoming unless we push it.
Okay.
Right now we're at 60%.
You guys just took my comment.
I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry.
got to push that, yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all have to push that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to push it. You're going to. I've asked Corey from Stevenson to bring out additional signs and banners. So through the next 30 days or so, but into September, they're going to blanket the community with census gear. And also, I would like to mention, if residents have someone knocking at their door, there are census enumerators walking through our community, and they do have their credentials. So do not open your door for anyone. They definitely must provide the U.S. Census identification and credentials, because they're definitely in our community going door to door.
Okay. I want to double check here because it's coming up. I don't think we have anything. 105, 568, the County of Will, and I want to make it for the record, Madam Village Manager, your name is not on, you and I are for the police department. I don't want you to think that anyone is informing me. I think what happened was that Mayor Rudez, myself, Chelios, and Wilson, Chief Wilson is on that email. I think because you have not had a chance to get down there because you've been so busy, Laraway doesn't have your email. But the bill, right. So that was what happened when I asked about that bill. If you can double check, I don't want to make it where, say for instance, it's a vote and you may go and I don't go, that the new rule is that if we're not up to part with payments, that we're not allowed to vote. And I just want us to make sure that as a black town,
Voting, right?
yeah. So I think I don't see the other payments. So if you could just double check and make sure that we can get that. I want to say that was the July payment.
Mm-hmm.
So one, I'll send you the invoice. I'll send you the finance sheet that they send all the towns.
Okay.
Look at it.
You can send it to me, but Chief Wilson has definitely been on me by that, and I've been working with Jacilia to assure we got that out. That it was 2 months worth of payments that we're attempting to get out. But
yeah,
those are some circumstances where I've been trying to hold off paying, and I guess I'm gonna have to use this board approval sometimes for purposes of ratification, because it's instances like that that need to be paid right away, and we shouldn't just wait until a board meeting come up because we're held responsible. So I'm just, things like that, I'm just putting you all on the alert. When we have a contractual situation, we're indicating that we're going to pay in a timely manner, even though I'm going to bring it to the board for approval. If we're under contract, we're expected to make the payment. So I just want to mention that to the board.
Yeah, and so if the board would know that this is something that has become like it's apparently it's when you have 30 other two towns in there and they're talking, I just hate when it may be a meeting where it may be the mayor or because Einhorn is in there, he's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's kind of like a little
why haven't you paid us kind of
yeah
thing.
right like what was so
what's your problem?
So if you can just double check, I don't see my page 3, so it might be on that page 3 if anyone see the county will, but that one
it's on there. It's on page 3. Warrant Service and Safety Dispatch.
Okay, good. Then okay, we're up to par.
When you all approve it, it'll go out tomorrow. So
I yield my time, Mayor.
Any other questions, anybody?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes,
I want to make sure it's not a duplicate. I see check number 105544 and 105545 to Aqua for the exact same amount. 2 different numbers.
Believe me, those are two. We've got all of them listed. It's two different. I mean, it's for two. It's almost similar reading, but it's for 2 different services, 2 different locations. So that's not an error. Thank you. You all are very perceptive tonight. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk. Any other questions before I move forward? Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Abstain.
Trustee Brooks, Trustee
Sorry.
Brooks,
Sorry, vote no.
We can't pay. Okay.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
You're muted.
Trustee
You're muted.
Brooks,
Votes no.
What is,
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
vote side, how are we not gonna pay the bills when she just said? That's the one you questioning, Theo, is one we can't, she won't be able to pay tomorrow if we vote no, correct? Is there an exception?
Is
No.
there an exception?
No.
I'm not gonna answer that. Oh, you ain't gonna get me in trouble.
Oh, no.
may I continue?
I'm sorry.
I-
Vote side.
Okay, Trustee McMullen. I need him on this vote.
Yeah.
Trustee McMullen, can we call him? Neither can you call him on the
Yes,
phone?
ma'am. 1 second.
Okay.
No.
Oh, there he goes. Trustee, could you?
No.
Just vote.
Votes no.
Mayor Rudez,
I vote side to pay the bills.
So
Mr.
this
Mayor
does not,
Fields.
I'm sorry.
Motion
Right.
fails to carry. So we can't.
Mayor,
Mayor,
Yes.
Mayor, can I make a motion to reconsider this budget? I'm gonna help with a little seniority here.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Who's
Trustee
the
Brooks?
second? Who's the seconder?
Trustee McMullen.
McMullen.
Okay.
So what are you motioning, Theo? Trustee Brooks?
I'm a pull out. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna pull out that I don't like. If a trustee can pull out what they don't like, I would like dispatch, but I'm gonna be honest. I made this clear. I have not gotten how much is in the bank. I'm not going there with this, but I feel that at some point we gotta have this conversation, because by September, November, we know business got to be handled with this money. So if you just give me a second here. Madam Village Manager, just very quickly, for the party entertainment, would that be coming? I believe the Mayor's Special Events Committee has their own account, correct?
yes, it's an escrow. It's nothing to do with villages. Mm-mm.
Okay. We just shift it to general fund so we can pay that?
Yes, it's like a transfer. It's a paid due from, due to kind of situation. It's escrow, the amount. When we pay it out of general fund, those dollars are then put in general fund for payment. So it comes exactly out of their account. They do not get to expend anything beyond what's in their account.
Okay. Also, so the general public know, I'm not that type of person, but we have a scholarship for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our kids. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yep. So we got 8 scholarships on here, trustees. Hold on. Mayor, before I yield what I have here, I'm okay. I just want to make sure that those funds, she answered, Madam Village Manager answered my questions. Yeah. And we got,
So here's,
we have several
I
stuff.
apologize.
So
You cut out
I
the,
just
what
wanted
did you say?
Attorney Miller?
Attorney Miller.
I apologize for interrupting. I apologize the video is not working because I was in driving mode and it's not turning off also. Here's my question. I just want to make sure, is your motion, Trustee Brooks, to pay for the entire bill amount, or are you removing certain amounts? I just wasn't clear on that.
Right.
I'm going to move to pay the whole entire amount unless a trustee has something different. I do see scholarships on here, and I think everyone knows my position of why I vote no, but I'm also not going to stop kids who are going to college for the Village of University Park for receiving money. But I'm not playing. We can solve this tomorrow. Give me my bank statements.
Give them his bank statements, please.
Madam Clerk?
I want to be clear on what we're voting on now to reconsider. Right. So we're re-voting bills payable. Is that correct?
Correct.
Trustee
Right.
Brooks?
Yes, we vote bills payable.
Okay.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
We didn't get a second. I don't think we got a second to that motion.
Yes, we did. Trustee.
Oh, we did? Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Williams. Trustee Williams.
What are we doing now?
Paying the bills.
Again?
Yeah, we reconsider.
Stay.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Wow.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Unmute yourself.
She's muted.
She muted herself.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Oh, hello?
Yes, ma'am. We're voting on the bills.
Pass.
Trustee Franklin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden.
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Reconsiders and votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Reconsiders and votes aye for the children.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Motion.
Thank you for the children.
Thank you.
Mayor, can I quickly have the floor just to mention what I have ready for the board?
Well, right now we're gonna do our report, so you can do it right there under your report, Mr. Manager.
Okay.
Right. Wait. You saying the children's tuitions and stuff are coming out of this budget right here?
No. Oh.
It's coming out of the payment. Yes.
Yeah. All right. We'll reconsider mine. Both aye.
Okay.
Okay. Report of Board of Trustees. Anybody have anything to report?
Mayor, I'll be very short. I'll be very short with mine. I just want to say thank everyone. This COVID-19 is an issue. If anyone, those who don't know, I had a little, I do have a fuse back and was having a hard time moving around. And so when they try to inject your back with steroids, sometimes it weakens your immune system. And, I hated that I can't come around everyone. It's just unfortunate that it feels, I can't even describe, I feel like someone's sticking a knife down your back. So this is about time that it usually happen more towards November, but I want to thank everyone who calls in concerned. Just fine. Also, I want to say I had a great time Saturday with Trustee Sonia Jenkins Bell. I was out there with the trimmer on the at Regal Farm, excuse me. I was out there with the trimmer on the tennis courts, and I think I got teased. I think I might have got teased. Was it Trustee Bolden? Might have been you. One of y'all was teasing me. Said he was walking straight up and down when he got here, but now he's wobbling. But I had fun. I went home and took a hot shower. So thank you very much. And also I want to give a happy birthday to Miss Karen Brooks, who's coming up next Monday. So
316.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Karen.
Yeah.
Happy Brooks' birthday.
She yelling at me. It's Tuesday. I better get it right.
You better get it right.
Yeah. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, 316.
So thank you very much. I'm okay, and I just want everybody to please wear their mask, and because no one is really wearing it like they should, and this is not getting any easier. I think we need to just it's going to turn for the worse, because when I got the call that it won't be football, I probably was feeling like Trustee Franklin. It wasn't. It's a little heartbreaking. So your lifestyle has been altered. So thank you, everyone. God bless, and I'm just fine.
Mayor, can I be recognized?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Trustee.
I would like to say thank you to my cousin across the street who gave my other cousin a 80th birthday for the 2020 80th birthday. And congratulations to him, and congratulations to his daughter, who just started her second year in medical school, Caitlin. She graduated from Crete Ronee High School with my daughter. And I would like to say happy second year of medical school. Graduate.
Right.
Yay.
Fantastic. Yes.
All right there.
Congratulations to the both of them.
Anything and everything.
Yes. All right.
That's great.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Saturday that we was out at the barn with Sonia Jenkins, and everybody was putting in the work. I took down orders. I mean, not orders. I took down the people's names and stuff, and we had over almost 50 people that came out to volunteer their time. I did what I could do, and I enjoyed it, and it was fantastic. And I feel that we got on the way. Sonia has gotten this thing together, and the people are coming. And if anybody else hear this, you want to volunteer on Saturdays, come on out too. That's it.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to take the time to thank all the trustees that came out, and the trustees that were there in spirit and flirt. The mayor came out really early, dressed really dapper from head to toe, on his way to Robin Kelly's breakfast with Dick Durbin, and I was just so grateful for him to show his presence. I just want to thank IBEW for coming out and doing a tour of the facilities to give us a general idea of where we are and what was going on. And it's not as bad as I thought. You know, they gave us a little ray of hope that it's not as bad. And so I just want to thank all of the children. So many teenagers came out. It was just such a blessing from, you just don't know. Also, I want to take the time to express my gratitude to everyone that has supported me in this. You just don't know what it means to me. And I think we're moving forward slowly, we're steady and we're moving forward. The village is on its way back, and I am just grateful for all of my colleagues that sit next to me and we encourage each other. We might not agree all the time, but we are very supportive of one another. And I just want the residents and the taxpayers to know that we are on our way. It doesn't happen overnight. Rome was not built in a day, and we're gonna come back, but we have to stick together during these times because they're uncertain, and we just have to keep the morals of the community up and let them know that a better day is coming. And I also want to take the time to thank Trustee Franklin for coming out on those hot days when he worked all day and came out and helped me continuing passing out ice to people whose services were disconnected after he worked. So I'm just so grateful to him and so grateful to Theo giving lessons on weed whacking and Liz taking names down. It was just a wonderful day. Miss Shirley teaching me how to shuck corn. We just had a wonderful time, and I just want to thank Patrick Joyce for coming out, Nora Goomberg, and all of our Will County friends. So thank you, and you guys just be safe.
Thank you very much, Trustee.
Oh, one more thing, please do the census, and also, we have to vote. We are not going to go down without. They fighting against us, but we're gonna push back, and we're going to win. So you're gonna see me walking the chain. You guys know I walk. So we're gonna get these people to the polls. You just don't know if I have to carry you. You going. So it's one of those things that we have to work together and encourage everybody to go out and cast this vote, because your vote, like Ms. D said, is your voice. And we cannot let this one go down in vain. Thank you, guys.
That's right.
Can I be recognized?
Trustee Franklin.
So I always believe it's important to give credit what's credit is due. I want to give credit to Trustee Jenkins for continuing to organize and demonstrate. And I think that's extremely important, that we continue to organize and continue to demonstrate. And just a little words of encouragement. I want you to make sure you stay focused and take a lesson from the speech that was given by my forever First Lady Obama to continue going.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't let criticism or negativity have an effect on your mission, because that's extremely important. I also want to say to the young people that are headed to college that we're supporting through our scholarship fund, I want to make it clear that we fully support you, and I want to make it clear that we're here with you, and we're proud of you for taking that step, the next step, so that you can get to the next level. I believe it's extremely important that we support our young people, and a small scholarship fund that we provide can go so far, considering the situation. So we'll be praying for you on your journey. And I also want to say, as our children transition back into the school for the fall, even though it'll be e-learning, we want our children to know that we're in full support, and that we're also praying for them. And we'll be pushing for the school districts to make sure that they're somehow integrating social and emotional learning into the curriculum, so that we can make sure that we're addressing all of the traumas that have been caused from this pandemic. Those are my comments. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Trustee Franklin. Anyone else? Madam Clerk?
Mayor Rudez, I must say thanks to Trustee Jenkins for all that she does and for stealing my comments for tonight. So I have very, very little to say. I did want to stress the importance that we all vote. And once the ballots are printed, you might consider going to Joliet if you're out that way, voting early if you don't trust the mail. But let's all get registered, let's all vote, and let's try something just for one day at a time. Let's just try loving on each other. Let's become a community that strives to work together. We talk about Black Lives Matter. Let's live Black lives matter. And remember, words are like knives. They cut, they hurt. So let's be kind to each other. That's my Mama B lecture. And Mr. Mayor, while I've got the floor, could I combine my committee report?
Might as well. Absolutely.
Okay. I would like to report that the Golf Club Advisory Committee had its first teleconference meeting on July 27th. And in addition to our resident members, we are honored to have from Governor State University, Dr. Tanya Roberson, and the PGA for Governor State Golf, Scott Hogan, joined our meeting, along with Dr. Jeff Waddy from South Suburban Suburban College. So this committee will be trying to work to bring together the businesses, the learning institutions, and see if we can't come up with some recommendations on how to save that golf club and see that it's run as it should be, because it is a diamond, and I won't say in the rough, but it's a beautiful asset.
It's just got a little dust on it.
Yeah, and if we can, and just the thought of bringing in Governor State University and becoming partners, South Suburban College becoming partners. So these are some things that we will be working toward. And that's it.
Okay, dope. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Manager Beck Fulgham, is there anything else from the trustees? I'm sorry. Is that it? Okay. Manager Beck Fulgham?
I have an extensive report, but based on what some of the members were saying tonight, maybe I'll just do this as a phase one. I have a very, very extensive report. Let me just say first off that the Village Hall operating hours for the citizens are Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And for Tuesdays and Thursdays, the total of 10 hours. Staff is working remotely. They're still working, but they work remotely. And the reason being, and I provided you all, we've had an increased number of verified cases of COVID-19. The Village Hall employees are exposed to it constantly. So we had to come up with something. Everybody was tested. They had to bring in provisions for testing. If they were tested and they were negative, if they did not test, the village did not pay them. We coordinated that effort according to the individual labor agreements. So they had to go for testing and they had to bring us the results if they in fact have been verified as positive. Then they have to self-quarantine 14 days, and then they have to go through the process to come back in, the temperature and whatever the case may be. But we are adhering to that policy, and that includes with the summer workers. So the summer program is over. We've completed it, and so that's with that. But until we begin to reduce what has happened, like I said, we've had a rise in employee COVID-19 cases because it's provisional with the Illinois Personnel Act. I am not divulging to the board. I'm sure you all have heard versions of who it is. I'll let you continue to believe who it is, but please understand that I am placing employees in a safety mode where it is my responsibility not to expose them, and those that are considered and confirmed cases, they have to do according to what the state requires. So that's with that. Also, I have a comprehensive list of all the bills that were paid for every item expended out of all accounts for the village from May 1, 2019 through April 30th, 2020. That's it's 27 pages. I have some final review and you'll see the draft over here. I'm not completed. Everything that the village has paid out of its appropriate accounts, here is what I am going to provide for all of the trustees, 27 pages. That's another thing you'll be getting from me. The other thing is I've made a very quick listing. Everybody is asking, well, what has she done? What have you done? First of all, I think everybody needs to understand that when you're dealing with streets and other kinds of things, there are processes. First of all, you got to find out a source of money. Once you obtain that source of monies, you have monies in the appropriate grants to do. You have to do engineering, and that includes benchmarks, completion. Then you have to let it for bid, and there's a process, and then you start a project. Oftentimes, for example, let me just give you an example. The metro station, we got monies for rehab of the metro station since I've been in office. We are now completing the process. So we're phasing this reconstruction project in order to start on that. I got a letter in the mail from someone this morning. I couldn't read what it says, and I've been asking folks to please quote it because I couldn't understand it, but there were some pictures of Metro. She said Metro had deteriorated and whatever. That's one of the things the engineers involved in, some concerns of the trustee. We submitted it and we in fact were funded. So we are starting the project process after we got a notice to proceed. We cannot start any project without receipt of notice to proceed. The other thing is we did develop the plan for revitalization of the Regal Farm. That application was submitted, and as I explained to you all earlier in my days when I came on board, that we were what the state called financially locked out because of 2015 through 19, and with the completion of me, actually it picked in to now 2020. We meet every Friday, the finance committee. We go over the progress, we provide this, whatever the case may be. 2015 is filed with the state, GATA, up running. 2016 filed with the state, up, GATA, running. 2017, we're at a point now, we're just waiting for the completion of the TIF, TIF reports. TIF reports weren't always done. We have to do 17, 18, 19, complete 20. And of course, as village manager, I'm getting blamed for everything, but what I'm actually trying to do is get these processes completed. Even though I didn't come on board until September the 23rd, it is still the commitment on my part of trying to resolve these issues. So we're getting the TIF reports completed, and they will be made a part of the state reporting, and we have to also submit individual progress reports to the state, quote unquote, specifically for TIF. Also, we, with the serious intention and involvement of the engineer, the community was concerned about not being able to be involved in the process of developing a strategic plan for the village. So we've gone through and with the engineer has developed what we call community visioning. And at first we couldn't get anybody to respond. And then we overwhelmingly got numerous responses. We've been taking all those, their projects, comments, and we've been prioritizing them and fitting them into what we call the capital improvement program. And as a result of that, if you all recall, we took you all on a virtual tour trying to get some semblance and ideas of what had been indicated, discussed, and we've incorporated that in there. In addition to that, I took a subsequent tour by a major community group or community groups gathered together, and I went on this tour. It was a bit more than a virtual because I had to get out and it was explained. So we've also considered those kinds of things. Even though there was some overlap, there was definitely, they had an individual perspective. So we've included in that. One of the major things people are saying, okay, you've not been here but a year, but you all have been saying you're going to get our streets repaid. First of all, let me just mention to you all, COVID-19 has flipped the village. First of all, we aren't getting the sales taxes in the manner that we anticipated to receive. We received a message from the state treasurer last Friday to indicate that because their system, again, had bombed because of no charge with ComEd and whatever, they would be delayed in submitting additional tax dollars. We're patient. We don't have a choice. We got to wait. But if you all recall, the governor of the state of Illinois gave those taxpayers a reprieve on extended payments of their real estate taxes, meaning we are getting 19 real estate taxes to the village in 2020, which is this year. So we are not getting the taxes at the level we have been getting them because some people are either delinquent, there's a lot of job loss, other people are on this payment plan, and generally first, second, third, fourth quarter payments are received strategically and distributed to the appropriate municipalities. A lot of people took with that plan, so we aren't getting tax dollars at the level that we generally get the tax dollars, but we're getting them. But I wanted you all to understand that. Also, Trustee Williams has been definitely on me about the issue with the railroad crossing. And I understand that this has been a lengthy process in trying to deal with that, specifically over the overpass. The overpass has been cited at approximately $50 million to do that. So we went for the next best thing. We got the U.S. Railroad Authority to accept what we call a project proposal complaint discussing how it was an emergency for this project to be approved, and it has to be approved by a judge. We received the approval for that. Today, I had a meeting that conflicted with another meeting. So Trustee Williams was on that call today, and I just want to mention that what we discussed in that call is that they approved approximately $196,000, which was the engineers and project costs with the ICC, the Canadian Railroad, IDOT, and the village. It was approximately $196,000, but the village had to come up with approximately $58,000. And so we were able to earmark those dollars from motor fuel tax, and we got it approved. So we're looking to go out for bids on that job September the 11th, and which means that now this entire project has to be completed by November end. So it's a fast track project, which means that they're going to do the tracks up. They're going to do approximately slightly over 100 feet east-west, and the village has to do the substantial difference up to the point of entry into the metro station. We're all set approximately in there. It was $2,400 for engineering. They're almost completing that. So we got that also on that. Also, I want to understand there are a lot of other things that have been accomplished. I need to explain something about this budget process. You all, as you remember, and if you wanted to go back and review my comments on that last budget, when I presented it to the board, I explained to everybody that that budget was a first draft, that I met with every department head. They justified their budgets. I listened to their budgets. I changed absolutely nothing. And I made it very clear to the board that I changed absolutely nothing in the budget. I made that very, very clear, and that I wanted the board to see the point we were starting from. So when you all voted no, I said, great, I expected that. A few days later, I went back to staff and I explained to staff that they would have to cut their budgets by 10%. Of course, they raised holy hell. One department said, you see, I can't do it. I need for this to operate my department efficiently and deal with health and safety. Another department said, Ms. E, I can't cut it because it's core. But I made it very clear to everybody in the correspondence that was sent that if you do not cut your budget, I'm going to look at every division and I will cut where it's more of a desire versus a need. And as an example, one department has done just that. My department, from the manager's department, had $138,000 in it for the first round for my salary. I left it there. I want the board to understand that I put it at $138,000, knowing definitely I wouldn't get $138,000. But I'm the fourth base lowest employee. Contrary to all that's out there, whatever, I earned my dollar and every cent more. I am the fourth lowest base employee. I'm an exempt employee, and the village is going to be, they're going to be fined. And I think the clerk brought that to the board, because exempt employees, the minimum has a minimum that the state required, and whatever the employee, the mayor board was in fact informed of this. So we're going to move over. But I make less than the fire chief, the police chief, the deputy chief, and there's one other employee, but it doesn't matter. But I put it there knowing that you were not going to give me 138. So this round, the second round, I cut it, and it's in there. It's in the budget, and I've cut quite a few others in the village manager's department. I use mine as an example of what people can do. But let me tell you something about this budget. I've been inundated in files and whatever. I went through and I went back as far back as 2015, trying to do comparative analysis with the budget. The village has had its deficit since 2015. And I heard somebody mention it tonight. There was a deficit in 2015 that exceeded $2 million. 2016, there was even a more serious deficit. But what the board did in 2017, they met and did what they had to do, because they had no guaranteed additional income to cover the high level of deficit. So they cut those 25 plus employees, and they went across the board and they negotiated with the unions. But you need to understand something with this, and that is currently with the union situation, we have signed union agreement that states that the village has to pay these increases of salary. I put those increases of salaries, and I told you all in the first budget that I put those increases of salaries in that initial budget. I told everybody that. The other thing is I had the finance committee that hit me day one when I came into office. They wanted to see a real budget with real numbers, that the budgets they had been receiving were not real numbers budget. They wanted to see real budgets. And in a real budget, you have to actually look at those encumbered dollars, the dollars that have been encumbered through approvals by boards, GOs, whatever the case may be, loans or whatever. So I went back. There is a GO obligation with a balance of approximately $1.1 million that the village is encumbered for, and that is made a part of this budget. That's $1.1 million. That's real. The other entity is we looked at the $1 million, the $1.9 million that we have to pay back in the TIF already. That puts the village at $2.9 million. The other thing is we have about $400,000 out there that has to do with we have to pay back pension of firemen. Nobody has ever, I have been digging in these numbers. We have to pay the back pensions of firemen. We have a legal obligation. The mayor board signed off. We have to, in fact, pay that. There's no way we can get around that. Also, we have to pay Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund costs that we've got to pay, IMRF. We got to pay that. We got to also pay, I'm looking at some other things I looked at. The main thing we have to pay, and it's a signed agreement. By January 1, we have to hire, in addition to the anticipated hires for the police department, because since I've been here, we brought 2 in, we've had to hire, and we're looking to put on 2 additional. But the fire department, we are mandated by the union agreement that we have to guarantee that 2 firemen have to be hired by January 1, or the village will be sued, So those are just, that's more than that, but that's $400,000 plus there. We have the $2.9 million there. And also, I just want to mention to you all some other things with this is these are more towards the real, these are considered real numbers. I don't make these numbers up. These numbers are not something that I created, but they give me a headache, because what we're looking at is, due to the current situation, we have these debts. And we're going to have to pay these debts. And I am trying to get in the minds of the department heads that a budget, trying to define what a budget is. A budget is not guaranteed income.
It's a working document.
Yes, I call it, it's almost similar to an appropriations. Appropriations is a town without a budget, but it's a comprehensive wish list. But we have a budgetary income. But this budget, even though you may put $1.8 million into public works, we only may get $1.2 million with public work, to include motor fuel tax fund, because some of the dollars are used for salaries, some of them are used for street projects, some of it are used as those kinds of dollars, tree trimming. So there are a lot of projects that we're going to be doing now. So we have to keep in mind, they believe it always, like I always tell them, I said, it reminds me when you go, your children come to you and say, Mommy, may I have $20? And you tell them, baby, mommy doesn't have any money. And what they'll say was, it's okay, just write a check. The point is, when we don't have any money, you can't write a check on what we don't have. And I'm having a difficult time because people are blaming me. These deficits have come every year. In order to expend dollars out of the budget, you, number one, have to have it budgeted, of which we have. And number two, if we get a full funded budget, we pay according to the fund. So what has happened tonight is going to bring in dollars that I almost hit the ceiling when I came in town for. I wondered why your transfer stamp tax amounts were so low compared to other towns. It blew my mind. So that has been something I have been working on since I've come in this town, is to make sure that the residential community sustains its level now, but the businesses that are coming in has to pay according to what they have proportionally. So I have to tell you all tonight, I was very happy that you did that. So what we're trying to do is get other kinds of dollars in. And also I wanted to tell you is this deficit budget has been carrying over year to year, but I was just explaining to a real dollar budget that with $3.4 million. Now, let me just mention another thing. The Village of University Park is involving itself in what we call an e-learning community alliance. For you all that have school children, August 31 for School District 201U is starting their school year. And I would encourage you that if you have children in the district, especially children from 1 to 6th grade and 9th grades, to make sure they are registered for this school year. Get them registered, because University Park is involving itself in an e-learning community alliance. What that does is we're adhering to all of the requirements of the executive order by the state. But what's happening, we got the school district together, School District 201U, it's food directors, cafeteria, it's IT person, it's assistant superintendents, it's superintendents. We have Moni, Creek, all the park districts, Park Forest, all these entities, Faith Movers Church and 90 Church, we got all these entities to talking. Everybody is going to participate. What we're going to do is the school district is going to have their teachers that are going to log in e-learning to these students during each town's or entity's operation. We're all getting together on a fee, like for before and after school and the training of what that will cost. And the school district is giving all the participants that are registered in school a brand new Chromebook so they could sign in. And Trustee Bolden was at that meeting today. Is probably one of the best things that we could have done for our students in our community to assure that they are made a part of. But the only way we can get them is, number one, that they register. Number two, call us and tell us they want to participate, and we can provide the other. We're going to discuss this again Thursday, and we're going to break down some things. The school district is mentioning tonight the preliminary folk that are involved in this. We're looking for teacher volunteers. We're looking for tutor volunteers. We're looking for whoever, but in University Park is one place that will house strategically these students around the room with a 6-foot table. And everybody are using University Park as a model because we're the entity that has that. We can put one student at one table, we can do as many as 35 students, But we want to get people that's from August 31 to October 15th. But as been told us, we might as well get ready for the school year. It's going to be an e-learning process because what they are wanting to do now is a hybrid learning process. And what that is 50% of the students come the first schedule round and 50% of the student comes the second schedule round. But some parents are very apprehensive because kids are going to be kids. They're not going to wear their mask. They're not going to sanitize. So everybody is very open, and you got to be real. You got to be real. You know, when your children leave home, you can tell your children whatever, but sometimes to be with the group, they do whatever. So they don't always wear their mask. And when they test them and they find out the increased cases, then there's another issue. Parents, you're being jeopardized. So that's the other thing. We are working at Mayor Board of Trustees with the monies, with that 7% that's due and is payable through the TIF. We have scheduled, ordered, we have efficiently procured, canceled, procure again, better bids. It has been something, but we have 4 police cars that have been ordered a while ago, but we're anticipating the receipt of those in mid-September. So, and you all will be surprised. You're going to be grateful when you see these, and it's going to be a new day in University Park with the police department. Once we get the vehicles, we got a state discount, and that's what we had to do. We had to go based on the vendors with the state discount. We got the state discount. We're going to deal with another entity locally that generally gives us discounts on lighting systems, and we're going to deal with an entity for emblems, colors, the painting, and the light. But we're on our way with that. Now, with the Public Works, we have gone through 2 vehicles, two Public Works quote, and we finally were able to come up with a third. We have been getting boom trucks coming in at $89,000 in 2017. Busted this, broken arms here, over here, asking for $89,000 for 2017 with all of the clock hours of it. Wasn't satisfied. Staff between Public Works, the administrative staff, Ms. Hampton, I have her on it as her priority on this. We have gotten competitive bids. We were able to get, Board of Trustees, a brand new 2020, and it'll come to the board as a request for payment under the bills for payment, a brand new 2020 44 feet arm boom truck with all the bells and whistles for Public Works. They brought a boom truck out. We had employees. They have never been that high, but some of them were brave and they have the skill. This is going to allow us to change the balances that are up there now to LEDs. We're working in conjunction with ComEd and another independent entity to get a reimbursement back to the state so we can buy replacements for our existing lights, like street lighting project. The other thing, Mayor, I just want to mention to you all, I'm so sorry for this, but all these kinds of things are going on. We completed we got funding through the RTA Community Planning Program to update the village's transit-oriented district. That's over there by the train facility, the train station facility, Mayor, euphemism, train station. We got some community put in a grant. We got funded for that. We got funding for phase 1 engineering for the University Parkway side path that incorporates Governor State University. We're trying to bring Governor State University. We're trying to bring Pine Lake. We're trying to bring the base of the community in terms of a walking path. And we're trying to do that to help enhance our proposed development of our transit-oriented district so that we can, most students don't have cars. And we want to be able to give them the avenue to access this. And this is all a part of this. Also, as I mentioned before, the railroad crossing, we're gonna let that for bid. September 11th, that project has to be completed by the end of November. By the end of November, we're gonna have to fast track that. We will want to do a full reconstruction of Abbott Lane, but Abbott Lane is so severe, we're gonna have to go down below 4 inches. We're gonna have to grade it. We're gonna have to reinstitute a bituminous base on it. We found out we didn't have the capacity and the money to do all of this under one spin. So we had to do a switcheroo. We're gonna do Farm View Road, and we're gonna 100% resurface that, and we're gonna start out 50% on the 50% on Abbott Lane.
On Abbott.
We're gonna restructure the traffic here to get people to understand that when we're doing this side, we're gonna have to come up with a method, what we're working on now, with persons knowing that while we have this live and hot, they will not be able to drive into their
into their homes. So Trustee Brooks, get the heads up, because here we come.
Okay, so all this has been a long time coming. Most folk have been thinking that I have been sitting. I promise you, my average number of hours a week average 60 hours a week. I am a fanatic when it comes to putting things down. I write things out. I'm at every meeting. I do what I have to do, and I'm a technical person. So to misunderstand or people misinterpret this, what is going on, you have to first apply for the grant. You have to design it and outline. Nobody is going to give me their money without knowing where is the money going, how do you intend to spend it, and when you will be finished with the job, and if you're going to employ certain process. And I've been doing just that. I want to just mention one other thing, and I'm sure I have left a lot of things back, is this $952,000 that we got for this permit it has been placed in escrow. That's not the only one we're going to get. I'm working very closely with Wynn and Raw. We do tit for tat. I didn't know the village had such an extensive enterprise zone contract.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I've been utilizing the enterprise zone, and I've been utilizing provisions of TIF. Trustees, we are doing a heck of a lot.
One question.
Yes.
But did you well, I don't know how to say it the right way. Did you put in TIF 7? That's the way I had to ask you. Point out.
TIF 7. First of all, let me just tell you, everybody something. It's information. Matheson, Markham, nor University Park directly negotiated with Amazon. That's not the way they roll. And I'm going to tell you all straight up. They send their representative. In our case, it was Venture One. The time I got there, I had our TIF attorney on one end and myself as TIF administrator on the other end. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. My knowledge of TIF, her knowledge of TIF laws. We were able to get what we got to start when we did. The mayor was very aggressive in this process. We were able, so it's a we deal. We met, we brought in engineers, we brought in staff, we brought in whoever we brought in to discuss that. Mark Good came to the board. He laid out the provisions of what was happening, but what we should not forget is TIF 7 was developed, approved before I walked in the door. It was my responsibility, at least one of them, is to make sure that ground was covered and not to get the provisions of an agricultural tax base, because that was what? Agricultural tax base
doesn't pay a thing.
Substantially nothing. That was
No,
a
they
lot
ain't getting
of
none neither. I don't mean
Pardon?
to interrupt, but what is Amazon gonna be giving us? I don't mean to interject. Because if you look at all the deals, I'll send you the Monique deal, they have 0%. And I mean, I hope we don't have to have that debate, but
Trustee,
I mean, we could have got a better deal.
We haven't negotiated with Amazon yet, but we got intentions you will be a part of. You're going to be at the
I
table.
hope so. Hey,
Well, see, that,
you
yeah.
write that
I
down,
hope
Steve.
so too.
Write it down.
Trustee.
Write it down.
All right, order.
I would like
Write
to
it
be a part
down.
of it.
Okay. It's all of you all will be getting an invitation, but this is how we're going to have to do it. Put two in, two out. Two in, two out, two in, two out. I know how to do now. But your time is going to come.
Trustee Williams, let her finish.
Let me finish explaining what Trustee asked me. So to answer your question, Trustee,
that's what I want you to do.
We've not negotiated with Amazon yet. We've not negotiated with Amazon yet.
So you're saying TIF 7 was already there before you came?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
we
ma'am.
approved that prior to her arrival.
Yeah, I don't have any. All I was trying to do is to do my job with you all. But let me just tell you this one final thing. I was able to, when I came in, what concerns is because my name precedes me. When I came in, people found out I was at University Park. I got a call from a prior engineer that was working on the Cicero Avenue streetscape.
Baxter
I
Woodman?
pulled it. Yes, I pulled up the docs and I found out, I'm saying, whoa, this has been cut. It's out of the funding year. We went into mayors and managers who have the control, CMAP/IDOT dollars. I don't mind begging. Anybody that know me will tell you, I do not mind begging, but I'm going to bring what I have to do to bring to the table for you to understand and get what I'm talking about. I did. I brought it to the table. The mayors and managers has a board that's representative of all the mayors and managers. We got
the
Cicero Avenue streetscape grandfathered into your administration, Mayor Board.
Thank you.
To your administration.
This goes back to Congressman Jackson's days.
So what we're going to do now, we're ready. You all approved it, and I was so grateful you approved it. It's into the state. The state is going to send us a letter to say you are authorized to expend this money.
Move on.
But you got to show me how you're going to come up with the $200,000 that's going to be planned for the 2 years. What? No problem. Remember, now I took that $952,000, I escrowed it so that we can get projects that require a match done. The problem with University Park is they've been taking all the motor fuel tax dollars because you haven't been paying the match. So when the motor fuel tax dollars come, and it's in the record, I almost fell out of the chair. They've been taking $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 from the village is because you've not paid the match. I'm not going to be in that predicament. So the escrow dollars are on the side. So this is private money that came in. So we're taking $200,000 from that $952,000, and we're verifying to the state that we have the money escrowed, and we will be paying him over a 2-year period to get it done. We're going to pay $58,000 for the railroad crossing from the motor fuel tax money. We're going to use $125,000 for cosmetics and upgrade for Regal Farm until we get the lock back in. Right now, we're locked out, so we're going to get locked back in. So I just want to tell you all, I haven't been sitting on my DREA, please. Okay, so I just want you to know that.
Mayor, when you finished, Madam Village Manager,
I guess I have to stop, but I got 5 more pages now.
Well, no, we're gonna stop you right there.
I'll stop.
Yeah,
I have 5
Send them an
more
email,
pages.
please.
You want to know?
Yeah.
This is too much in the email.
Quick
No, I
question.
prefer talking to you all so you can hear
Manager,
me.
understand. Let
Yes.
Trustee Brooks go ahead, and I want to close out. We got a brief executive session, so let's keep it
I'm
moving.
sorry. I'm
Trustee
sorry.
Brooks,
Sorry,
Yeah.
Trustee Brooks.
relax,
Yeah,
Curtis.
so-
Trustee.
Madam Businessman, I just want to make sure the MFT funds we're going to use, and it's going to be the matching funds for the railroad project, correct?
Yes, $58,000.
And I want to make sure for the record, that was before 2017. We're talking about them MFT funds been misappropriated, correct?
Yes, sir.
They were locked when I got in. They were just
I'm
getting.
telling you,
I
have to agree with you on that. Yes, sir.
And one of the reasons why they weren't done is because there hasn't been an annual treasurer's report filed for consecutive 3 years in a row.
But we're gonna take care of that.
And not by Mr. Ellis. That's going backwards. Yeah.
We're taking care of all of that now.
Yep.
Okay. And just I'm assuming we'll get a chance to talk about this when you have the schedule open for the budget, but I know you mentioned about, or you're letting the residents know about the firefighters, but if they lost 2, and we're going to gain 2, wouldn't it be a technicality? I mean, they can't really sue us because we would still be giving them the 2 firefighters, right?
I think it's a
we
got
to hire them. It's specific in the budget that by January 1, 2020, that's what the mayor board agreed on. So January 1, 2021. So
but they lost. They lost 2. 2 walked away. I mean, 2 quit, in which that's not the village's fault.
Well, it sounds like it's minimum staffing. It does sound like it's what we call minimum manning.
Minimal staffing that you must have X amount.
Right.
Okay.
So most of the collective bargaining agreements for police and fire departments say that you have to have a certain amount of members of the collective bargaining unit agreement employed. So that's what it sounds like. It sounds like what we call generally minimum manning is what we call it. Mm-hmm. So that's what that sounds like to me.
And Trustee, I want to mention we're having testing done for police and fire. There's no more list. So I want to let y'all know there's no more list. We're going through a testing. I tried to extend it as long
as I could.
Well, I'm sorry. It's dead as a door now. I'm worse than Scrooge.
So
it's out. There's no list, and we're having testing. So I want to let you all know we're preparing that now. We're going to have testing for police and fire, and it's being completed. It completed today.
So, Manager Ernestine, let me ask you this: are there laterals for fire department as they are for police department?
No,
I didn't think so.
No, sir. No. Ask me anything. No. We're having tests.
So let me ask you this. So if there's other departments that have furloughed firefighters that are qualified already, what is their process? Because it's our goal to have diversity in our fire department. So I think this would be an opportune time to move on that.
Mayor, we're bringing something to the board. Don't want to talk about it strategically, but believe me, I've been hearing you all out of both my ears, and with the mask on, I can't always read your lips, but I've heard you. I've heard what you're trying to say, and we're rectifying that. It was been there many, many moons. Give me a minute. We're rectifying this.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your report, Manager Ernestine Beckberry Fulgham. I'm going to give a brief report, and we're going to move on, and prayerfully we'll get out of a quick executive session. And what I'd like to just talk about real briefly is the our splurge in COVID-19 cases in University Park. Right now, University Park, not just University Park, but Will County Region 7 is in very much danger of going back and reducing some of the things that have been happening. For the first time since this COVID-19 has been present in University Park for 8 consecutive days, there has been reported cases in our community. So what I would encourage our residents, if you go into a business where they're not enforcing wearing their mask, and if you're uncomfortable in those scenarios, leave out the store, but call the village hall, call the fire department, somebody, because we're going to ensure that those businesses in our communities do the right thing about ensuring that their patrons wear masks in the stores. The next thing I would also like to say that we lost one of our young guys here in University Park. I would say a friend of University Park, and I would probably say one of the all-time best running backs at Creek-Monee High School that came to University Park. So I'd like to offer our condolences to Dejuan Johnson's family. Dejuan Johnson is a 38-year-old African-American man who had his life here in University Park until his adult life and moved on. But I would like to just say, he was probably the all-time best, one of the all-time best running backs at Creek-Monee High School. And our current Trustee Franklin was the quarterback at that team, a strong bond here in University Park. And unfortunately, Dejuan was called home by the Lord at an early age, at what we perceive to be an early age. May his soul rest in heaven, but he'll be truly missed. And what a great contribution he has made to the village of University Park and Creek-Monee 201U school district. So just want to let you guys know, and those people who may know his parents, I'm not going to call their names out, but it's the Johnson family who's been here in University Park for a long, long time. We lost a good one there. And I know our Trustee Franklin is very hurt because that's like an extended family. We're all like family. I was the coach on the team. Coach Franklin was the quarterback on the team. So it goes back a long way. So keep not just alone the Johnson family in your prayers, keep Trustee Franklin in your prayers as well, because it's like losing a brother. And it's like losing another son. So just keep that family in prayer. The last thing, yes, Madam Clerk.
No, I'll wait until you're finished.
And the last thing, the state average on the U.S. Census is about 67% right now. Park Forest is at 67%. University Park is at 60%. Since the census has decided to close their deadline, the deadline is September 30th. We are encouraging everybody, if you have not participated in enrolling or signing in the census, please do so. It's vitally important. If you want better classrooms, better infrastructure, better programs, better police protection, those census dollars are vitally important. So don't neglect filling out your census. We're getting there. Our goal is to be 100%, but we want to be a lot better than 60%. We're better than some communities, but that's not what we measure ourselves by. We measure ourselves by doing the best we can here in University Park to ensure that everyone in every household is counted. And that's my message tonight. I've got a lot more to talk about, but now is not the time. Madam Clerk, go ahead.
Oh, I was simply going to say, some of us don't believe that COVID is real. It's real. And when it hits close to home or it hits your family, you get a phone call from your nephew that he, his wife, and 4 children, all in one household, has been hit with COVID-19. It makes you sit back and be grateful, or it should, that it hasn't hit you in your home. But keep my family in prayer.
Yes, we will, Madam Clerk. This is something that does not discriminate.
It does not discriminate. And the other thing, I can't wait until we can all be back together in person in our meeting room. But we have to put lives ahead of our desires. But just know, and I think after listening to the manager's report, we have not been sitting on our thumbs. We continue to work every day, and I commend the staff that we have that shows up in fear, rightly so, working from home when we can, but we are working, and we're working for this village. So let's keep everybody in prayer as we move forward.
And just to piggyback on you, Madam Clerk, if there's any resident who wants to sit down and get a better understanding on what's going on, if they want to have a meeting with the mayor, I have an open door policy. So feel free to contact 708-534-4327. Schedule your appointment. I'll be glad to meet with any resident in our community. May I have a motion to adjourn into executive session for the purpose
Motion
of
to adjourn.
rental and sale of village property and litigation?
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Wait, who did the second? I heard two or
Trustee
three.
Bolden.
Bolden said it first.
Okay.
William said it first. I don't know where you coming from.
No, you know, Williams
done.
made the motion. Bolden made
I
the
made the
second.
second. I made the
And
second.
Sonia said it.
Oh, you made the second, Trustee?
Sonia,
Yeah.
Sonia said it.
Because you disappeared off the video. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, this is for litigation and village property,
That is correct.
correct? Okay. Oh,
So here we go.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen,
Both sides.
and Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Let me ask a question. Are we going into a breakout room or how are we going into closed session? Just curious.
Thank you.
Is there going to be a breakout room?
I didn't get an email about no another
So-
Zoom. Yeah.
So
No.
if the is Naya on the phone
Yes.
still? If she goes in there, it should give you
I'm
an option.
here.
of
I was
doing
waiting for that answer too.
Okay, so you can do a breakout room. As the host, it does allow you to do breakout room. Let's see. See, I'm on the it's still on. Yeah, it does allow for a breakout room. I'm just trying. If I can get out of safe driving mode, I can tell you where to go. But if you click on kind of the options there on the screen, it should give you the option of a breakout room. If it's not, then what we need to do going forward is that when you set up the Zoom meeting, make sure you have checked breakout room option, because it should allow you to do a breakout room. And that way we can go in, we don't have to create a new Zoom call. We can go into closed session for it. I didn't realize we were going into closed session today, or otherwise I would have said.
Yes, unfortunately, I do not have an option on this particular screen. I will preview it for future meetings. I have under my more, it's not listed there.
Yeah, if it wasn't set up when you originally set up the meeting, it's not going to allow the option to add a break-in room at this point. So we'll have to go into another Zoom call.
Mayor's on mute.
So would the suggestion be to call a special meeting, Madam Clerk?
I would think so.
Yes.
And we can, what's today is Tuesday.
Yes.
I could get a notice out on Wednesday, so the earliest we could do it would be Friday, unless you guys want to look at next week.
I mean, if it should take 30 minutes in executive session, so Friday's fine with me.
Okay. Is that the consensus of the rest of the board? Friday?
Is it time sensitive, Mayor?
But we want to, yeah, kind of, yes.
So we can't just go, we can't go into it now?
Neva?
I can't.
No.
I could, unless you want me to send you I can create another invite on a different meeting.
Please, let's do it tonight.
All right, get it over with.
Mr. Miller, is that okay to do? Okay, hold on. He's just muted. He's.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we can go into we can do that. We'll just, if, just send us another Zoom invite, then we'll go into that closed session. And then what we'll do after that's over, we'll go back into open session in the original meeting.
Okay, I'll do that now. If everybody just stand by.
Should we leave this meeting?
Yeah, I think
That's the
We
only
will
way
once
we're
we
gonna
get
be
the-
able to get the other.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
this
leave it.
meeting. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to leave it, but let's wait until we know that the email has been sent.
Okay then.
Got a quick question.
I'm listening.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Since we know what we're going into executive session about, did everybody review the documents that were put in your Dropbox 2 weeks ago? Because if not, you might want to reconsider. So that's why I'm asking.
No, I didn't see nothing. Hold on, madam. I mean,
It was
madam.
put in
madam.
a couple of weeks ago, and then a revisit around the 5th of August. So if nobody's reviewed it, that's why I'm asking. Perhaps it might be better that we do a special meeting, because if nobody's pulled the stuff out of their Dropboxes.
Cause I'm not gonna lie, Madam Clerk, I've been like, I try to log into the Dropbox and it only give me like limited, like everything in July. So I didn't know if it was something. I depend on what you send me, to be honest.
Well, I send it because I've heard that some of us have problems with the Dropbox. That's why I always send. But when I send my emails, I always ask, give me a call. And that way we would know or respond. That's the only reason I'm asking, is because if the board's not familiar with what we have, why the meeting tonight?
So we go, I went in, okay.
I
I'm
can
not sure.
send everything.
Because I
to you.
went into that Dropbox, and I got everything here, but I'm not sure what we're getting ready to discuss.
Oh, okay.
I see the agenda, Madam Clerk.
I don't have it.
I can send it by email to everybody tomorrow.
That may be
That's
better.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, the email has been sent for another meeting.
Yeah. But hold on, Naya, it sounds like the board is, because everyone wants to review the documents, wants to just do a special meeting now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have an idea what it is.
Okay. So, Mr. Mayor, Mayor, I guess it's your discretion. How do you want to do it?
Mary, you unmute.
Unmute yourself.
I got everything I got is still like the 14th.
Oh, because we put stuff in your box as late as yesterday in your Dropbox.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do a special meeting on Friday.
I'm still not getting it.
I got it right there.
Yeah.
Trustee Williams, you got it in your Dropbox as well?
No, I don't have it.
Okay. I
Trustee
can
Jenkins?
No, I don't have it.
Let's see, Dropbox. So,
like I say, I can send it to everybody tomorrow.
Well, send it. Let's do our special meeting on Friday. That'll be 30 minutes. We should be in and out.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let
Because
me look at.
we don't know what the subject matter is, so even
It
though
is
I'm in the Dropbox,
Does
it
that
just
mean
says
it's going to be a
this month,
It
this week.
Friday?
It would say
Friday?
CHW, revised CHW, amended, amended.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so I guess the question is if everyone wants to review it, because I do see the CHW matters in here. What we can do is we'll do the special meeting and then everyone can review it. And if those who don't have it, then we can make sure that we get it sent to you. Because I do see one of the checks from the August 18th, one of the folders from today's meeting is something that says CHW.
Right.
Yeah, see, I see that too. Because the recent one was 8/18.
That's today. Yeah.
Right, that's today.
Yeah, and so then it's under this month, it says CHWG1. Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there's G1, there's correct, and there's G1 and H1.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see
Okay. I see.
don't have G1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would recommend.
I don't see G1. Okay, CHWG1. That's it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
No, I didn't know that was there.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, this way, Miss Mayor, it's your choice. If you guys want to give the board members a chance to read it, and then we do Friday, that's fine with me.
That's fine. Let's do it that way. That's the best. That's the best way. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, is there a motion?
A motion to adjourn.
Yes.
A
Is there a
second.
motion by Trustee Williams, second by Trustee Jenkins?
Yeah.
Let me get back. I'm lost. Let me get back so I can see y'all. I want to see y'all.
I have a question, actually.
Okay.
Was the meeting adjourned before he just said adjourn? All that dialogue about that, is that going to be on the video?
Yeah, and that's part of this is part of because even though we still are in open session.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay.
Okie doke. Motion by Trustee Elizabeth Williams, who seconded?
So D, I'm gonna have to call you about this document, okay?
Okay, and I'll send it. Make sure anybody
Right. Is it a PowerPoint?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The revised
All right.
PowerPoint, because there's a revised PowerPoint and a revised.
Okay. Got to install some stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll call you about this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we adjourn or no? What?
Yeah.
We need a roll call vote on the adjournment.
Oh.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All
None.
opposed? Fine.
You have a good evening.
All right,
Okay,
take
it's
care.
9 p.m.
Free to go,
Be
right?
safe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night.
night. Good night.